get through the theory first. So, as I said, Frankfurt School distinguishes between authentic, high art and mass culture. Culture should express the problems of social and individual life. And the other thing that they say about authentic high culture is that it questions and makes existing reality problematic. It has a kind of emancipatory potential. The problem for the Frankfurt School about capitalism and the commercial mass media, the corporate mass media, is that it's industrially produced. It becomes a commodity. So Barbie, whether we like it or not, however clever it is mass produced to make money. It was one of the most popular films last year. Very, very, very popular. That's all Hollywood's interested in. Yeah? The Hollywood dream, the American dream that we'll talk about later, is not about questioning the values of the world that need to be questioned. It's about you accepting the values of the world that are actually the problem. Yeah? So, moving on. Culture becomes a commodity. In social media, we become a commodity. We commodify ourselves. We alienate ourselves. We worry more about how we look than what's inside our minds. And I'm no exception. I'm not trying to be perfect here, okay? I worry about how I look. So it's, the danger of this aesthetic, the danger of, and this is what the Frankfurt School point out, is that advertising, the mass media, is all about image, the surface, the look, yeah? Not what's inside, yeah? Which is basically what digital media is all about, right? Yeah? It's just about what it looks like. Anyway, so the culture industry, according to Frankfurt School, pacifies the masses, makes them stupid, makes them quiet, makes them afraid. Look at the news next week. We're going to talk about the news. What's not scary about the news right now? It just makes you think, oh my God, there's nothing I can do, it's all going wrong. Yeah? You're pacified. Yeah? It's not telling you many of the good things that are going on. Interesting. There are good things going on. Advertising creates false needs. These mobile phones that you own, that we all own, that is a false need. Yeah? Human beings have survived very, very well for thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, if not millions, without that. And the same goes for all media. We have survived without it. We don't need it. But the purpose of the media is to say, you need me. You need this phone. You need this computer. Right? It's the big sell. Yeah? Cars used to be before we had cars, we managed transport-wise, right? But we all now think, oh, I have to have a car. I have to have a big house. I have to have a big washing machine, and blah, 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 blah. And that's called consumerism. Yeah? Capitalist consumerism. Commodity fetishism just basically means that you become addicted to buying things and buying particular products. It might be clothes. In my case, it's books. That's my weakness. And what I'll just let you into a little personal anecdote here, if I may. I went through a period in my life just while I was doing my PhD where I couldn't go into a second-hand bookshop without buying a book. And all the books used to pile up. It drove my ex-wife crazy because we had one room full of books. Of course I was never going to read them all. Where does this addiction, this fetish come from? It comes from the culture. Yeah? I'm not making a lot of money at SOAS. Maybe I could just grab a lot of books and make an amazing library. Right? It's the same psychological distress. Yeah?
I think it's also a FOMO, like the fear of missing out on
Absolutely.
books or anything else.
Absolutely. So I would even go so far as to say that what's so horrible about advertising is our desire to seek pleasure and to satisfy ourselves is a healthy thing. But it's when you become addicted that you can't control your addiction. It's the same with drugs. Yeah? And the media is, and the advertising is designed to make young people become addicted to consuming products that either they don't need, false needs, or are harmful for their health. Yeah. Look at all the mental health problems as a result of social media. Anyway, so all of this amounts to the fact that manufacture culture perfects a system of domination. Sounds like a conspiracy theory, doesn't it? But media is designed to dominate us. Well, I'm arguing that it is. Now, I'm going to give you some good examples of independent media. So I don't think we should throw the baby out with the bathwater. There are some good examples. That's what I'm going to show you with Tarkovsky's Solaris film. But most of it is actually designed, and I mean designed on a deep psychological level, to keep you scared, passive, and stupid. So, I'm going to skip, just in the interest of time. There are some problems with the Frankfurt School theory, and there are also some sort of refutations of the counter-arguments. Now, we'll come back to those maybe in the seminar, but I think it's more important now that we turn to pluralism. And I also want to leave enough time to share the Solaris clip with you. Now that I've given you, and also talk about Walter Benjamin, so there's a lot, there's probably too much in this lecture. But now that I've outlined the Frankfurt School approach to mass media, I just want to show you the trailer for Barbie the film, for those of you who haven't seen it, okay? And what I want you to think about here is, do you think, whether you've seen Barbie or not, you're going to see this trailer, do you think Barbie is an example of high art or high culture or low culture? Yeah? Or something in the middle, whatever you think. Let's just watch it now. Because don't forget, Stuart Hall said it's important to look at popular culture, not just high culture. So that's what we're doing. Why is this so popular? Is it so popular because it was advertised? Yeah. Or is there something in this film that's just good? That you can't blame on ideology and so on in advertising. I could be provocative and I could say, is this Barbie character someone who, when she realizes that she's going to die, is she someone who's just read the Frankfurt School? That's the question.
Are on the ground.
To want to know, okay? Do it again.
lives forever. So, what do you guys think? High art, low art? High art! Oh my God, why?
Because again, it depends from the viewer, what they watch it as. If I watch it as low art, I would see all the fancy things around and all the glitz and glamour. But if I see it from a high art point of view, it leaves a very deep message.
Which is?
Which is when she realizes, so talking about media, I'll see it from a media point of view. It's when we realize things from, again, the right brain and take control over things. So she realized what actually the world is, and then she went out and changed it in the right way.
Do you think people that watch Barbie are going to do just that?
I don't think.
Aha. So that will be the Marxist critique.
Yeah.
Who do you think funded the Barbie? Where did the money come from?
The corporates and.
It did, but mostly from Mattel, which is the company that,
Yeah.
that makes the Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
So it was actually a rebrand. You see? You can see how from a Marxist Frankfurt School political economy approach, whoa, it's clever, but that doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
But young women, it's about women. It's about women becoming conscious of how they are objectified. Yes. But I would say it's feminism light, because unless it's actually helping women to change the world, I don't see I see a lot of women still trying to look like
Yeah.
her rather than,
Yeah.
do you know?
I get
It's
you.
not an overweight, middle-aged, person, is it?
Yeah.
It's still objectification, So we can keep an open mind, hopefully, about that. Even I can keep an open mind about it. Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. So we're going to go now to, let's just do Walter Benjamin and then we'll do pluralism. So what is it about Walter Benjamin whose theory is different from the mainstream Frankfurt School? He wrote a brilliant essay in 1935, The Work of Art in the Age of Mechanical Reproduction. This was based broadly on him observing and noticing and experiencing how fascist media was being used to help Hitler and fascism rise up in Europe, which led to the Second World War. So he could see the danger of propaganda. Right? He says mechanical reproduction, that means, when we say mechanical, we mean mass media, factory, industrial production, not like my little film here, that's not industrial. It devalues the aura, the authentic uniqueness. So you're copying everything, you're mass producing the same thing. So basically, here will be the argument about Barbie. If you get everybody to like Barbie, they're all going to think the same way. Yeah? In a nutshell, it's very simple. It's more complex than that. And then, what he also said, in contrast to the other Frankfurt School thinkers, who they were very pessimistic about the mass media culture, just like Freud himself about humanity. They believed that all mass media, all commercial mass media, is an ideological, i.e. capitalist distraction, but it could be communist, that prevents consumers from engaging as citizens to create democracy. Yeah? So there they agree with Chomsky and Herman's propaganda model, not with Stuart Hall. But here's the thing with Benjamin that I like, and this does agree with Stuart Hall. It also agrees with pluralists, which I'm going to introduce you to. The production of art and new media are optimism, we need that, inherently based upon the praxis. That praxis means practical knowledge, activism, not just talking about changing the world, as Marx said, change it. Be the change you want to be. Actually, that was Gandhi, but anyway, he was a bit Marxist. based upon the praxis of politics, shock, trauma, and resistance. So he saw new media as providing an emancipatory resistance to ideological power. Now, in his day and age, in 1935, there was not television, there was definitely no internet. New media for him was actually radio, yeah, and cinema. And he saw it as having a propagandist, good public service potential. I mean good propaganda, I don't mean bad. And today, I wonder what he would say about the new media, whether he would agree that digital media is providing us with a way of resisting traditional old media and its ideology. That's an open debate. Right, how are we doing for time? My God, it goes so fast. I can't believe it's gone so fast. Okay, what I'm going to suggest is this. With regard to pluralism and the rest of the lecture, I would like to, with your agreement, because you can see it's quite a lot, send all of you a lecture that I've previously recorded about political, economic and pluralist approaches, so that in the last 10 minutes we can look at the Solaris film and talk about it. Yeah? Now, is that all right? I promise you, it's already on YouTube. It's a few years old, but it's got everything you need about political, economic and pluralist approaches. Plus, we can talk about it in the seminar on next week. Okay. So, let's go to Tarkovsky. So when you watch this, keep an open mind. I don't want to tell you what to think, but I just want you to think, what makes this different from Hollywood? Remember, Hollywood, as far as most of the Frankfurt School were concerned, was rubbish. So what makes this high art? How is it using film? Is it like Benjamin's prescription? Does it create an aura? Does it feel like a unique piece of art? Which is obviously not what Hollywood mostly is. Listen to the music, look at the framing, look at the camera shots, see what you think about it. So this was made in '72, and that was during the Cold War. So Soviet Union was at war, ideological war with the West. You can see, I'm not saying you have to, if you want to, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube, 2 3/4 hours.
That's what we all thought the homework was, because you told us to watch it, and we just went through a bit of it.
I didn't expect you to watch it all, but, you know.
I saw like the first 20 minutes.
I saw like 25 minutes of it.
Okay.
Gareth, I think you can fast forward the first 2 minutes.
I think you're quite right. Do want you to hear the music. We heard a bit of it. Forgive me, I just want to ask you first impressions.
Looks pissed.
It looks what?
No, he looks pissed.
It looks
He looks pissed.
pissed.
No, I think it's so,
Okay.
it's like the raindrops and the sound of water, and it's like, I don't know, I mean, it takes me back to monsoons. It's-
Ah,
Yeah, it's like, if it goes like, if you see 5 minutes ahead, it's like he's sitting in the rain and there's raindrops and he's watching the ant eat the half apple or something. It's more of nature when I watched it.
it's like, now I'm just going to idealise, like, you know, just to make the point. So, or like the people who love Tarkovsky's work would say, it's like a beautiful painting in film. Now, what film critics say who love Tarkovsky is they say, what this does is it uses the medium of film in a way that absolutely is different from a book. Yeah, it uses the visual, and it makes you. It's just every scene is carefully framed. Yeah, like a picture. There's no redundancy. It's slow, but it actually slows you down, a bit like the mindful breathing. What happens with Hollywood? Cut, 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 like fast, tension, thriller, ramp it up, you know?